The evidence is everywhere, from discrimination and harassment to cheating, corruption, and crime. All have become far too common. The result? Your own happiness can be turned to tragedy and sorrow by the bad actions and misconduct of others. At the root of all of it is a loss of basic morals and values. But helping to reverse this decline and restore integrity and trust to man is the way to happiness. The first moral code based wholly on common sense. Authored by L. Ron Hubbard in 1980 to fill the moral void in an increasingly materialistic society, the 21 precepts of this code restore the bonds that unite humankind. Entirely non-religious, it can be followed by anyone of any race, culture, or creed. Because the acts of others profoundly affect one's life, by presenting copies of The Way to Happiness to friends and associates, one improves his own survival by restoring morality to those around him, helping them better survive and lead happier lives. In turn, they pass copies of the book on to those whose lives they influence, guiding others to treat their fellows with kindness, compassion, and respect. As a grassroots movement, more than 115 million copies of The Way to Happiness have passed from hand to hand across some 186 nations. But repairing the moral fabric of society is a big undertaking. That's why in 2003, the Way to Happiness Foundation established its new international headquarters in Glendale, California. It's here educators, corporate executives, legislators, and dignitaries from the world over learn how they can use this vital book to bring about urgently needed change in their businesses, communities, and nations. As the central coordination point for all Way to Happiness activities, the Foundation also oversees and assists a growing network of continental and regional offices. These in turn assist thousands of individuals and groups to distribute the book across every sector of society. While to meet the increasing demand for the booklet, the headquarters' fully digital printing facility allows for it to be printed instantly and in any of more than 100 languages. Thousands of individuals, businesses, and governmental bodies have obtained copies with personalized covers. In that way, adopting and distributing the book as their own and making the Way to Happiness message their message. Additionally, the book has proven to be a powerful force for crime prevention and rehabilitation. Used internationally as part of the Criminon Rehabilitation Program, the Way to Happiness is employed in juvenile centers, probation offices, and in prisons worldwide. It gives offenders a moral code they can use to become honest, productive citizens. Law enforcement officials use the Way to Happiness as a tool to reverse the trend of crime and violence. As but one example, in Colombia, tens of thousands of national police and members of the armed forces attended seminars on the Way to Happiness. They then distributed more than 11 million booklets, reaching 1/5 of the population. And date coincident with that came a drop in national crime rates of more than 50%. While in New Delhi, the capital of India, police print and distribute their own customized copy of the Way to Happiness, bringing new hope to thousands of at-risk kids through seminars on the 21 precepts. And in South Los Angeles, the gang capital of the world, feuding factions formed a United in Peace movement under the Way to Happiness umbrella. Peace rides of once rival motorcycle and car clubs traveled through enemy territory, passing out tens of thousands of copies of the booklet. After the first full year of peace rides, local homicide rates fell to their lowest level since 1966. While in areas torn by civil unrest and war, Mass distribution by volunteers replaces conflict and violence with reason and calm. In country after country, local and national leaders issue official recognitions acknowledging the Way to Happiness for instilling humanity and compassion into whole communities and entire nations. The Foundation also produces a series of 21 public service announcements, one for each precept of the book. They are regularly played in shopping malls, on mass transit, at sporting events, in schools, and across cinema screens. They also air on television in the United States, South America, South Africa, and everywhere else, to date, across some 800 stations worldwide. There is also a feature-length Way to Happiness book on film. Unabridged and complete, the film brings the book to life, following chapter by chapter, precept by precept. And because the film illustrates each concept visually, it takes understanding the Way to Happiness to whole new levels. Available in 30 languages, it is aired in full on channels from Aruba to Italy and Kyrgyzstan to the USA. The Foundation further distributes an Educator's Resource Kit that includes a Way to Happiness Educator's Guide, the book on film, the 21 PSAs to open the lessons, and individual booklets for each student. Teachers are even provided posters of the precepts for classroom display. To date, more than 10,000 schools in some 100 countries have used the Way to Happiness in their classrooms. The Foundation's website provides visitors every opportunity to experience the Way to Happiness for themselves. They can watch the PSAs, view excerpts of the book on film, and order educational materials free of charge. They can also download the Way to Happiness booklet or order their own personalized copies to pass on to others. All that stands between the world we face today and one that is honest and moral is keeping the Way to Happiness flowing into society. It is in your power to point the way to a less dangerous and happier life. Give several copies of the book to those you care about so they too can pass it on. Sponsor a campaign to distribute it, or start a group and restore to an entire area decency and morality. Wherever the Way to Happiness reaches, like gentle oil spread upon the raging sea, the calm and peace flow outward and outward, leaving in its wake a world built on tolerance, trust, and understanding.
This says contact me if you're interested.